Mr. Wade,
How you doing, buddy?
how are you? You good?
Doing great. Hey, we're totally on G Suite. I mean, we use everything: Docs, Drive, the whole kit and caboodle.
Yep.
More importantly, my wife, who I'm trying to get onto the system, uses her Gmail exclusively. She searches through it. That's how she feels comfortable with the whole thing. We tried unsuccessfully a year ago to try to get her onto mail and all the rest of the stuff, but there was minutia problems with just some of the programs in there. This is just a gut
program.
Yeah.
You mean Zoho programs?
Some of it was with WorkDrive. Some of it was with the mail system. They were just little rinky-dink things. And so the question I have for you is, have you converted all the way over to what G Suite offers, that Zoho offers, and are you satisfied with what they're doing right now, that it's a workable system?
Yeah, so it's a very, very good question. So I have few companies. During 2020, I moved everything to Zoho. So I used to have a Google Drive as my drive. I moved to Zoho WorkDrive. My mail system on Amazing Business Results is now fully Zoho. I don't use any more Google email. I used to be on QuickBooks as my accounting system. I planned to move for 4 years until I found a good accountant that was able to make the change for me. So now I'm fully on Zoho Books. The bottom line is I'm using Zoom as my application for one-on-one meetings. That will be the only thing that I'm using that is not Zoho. And it saved me, I think, about $800 a month in subscriptions. So it's a big save, and also it's all in one place, so it's easier. Also, when, for example, you have an employee that you need to release, if you have Zoho One, you click on a button, and his entire communications with the company, documents, access to people, everything is gone in a second. While if you have many other applications, now it's a day process just to start shut down each one of the applications and start to remember if you got access to this and that. So yeah, we are full on Zoho now.
Well, I remember from my perspective, I tried to use their spreadsheet program, and it was limited. And that's not really that big of a deal. I mean, you can get a license for Excel or get back on Google.
So I have, for example, it's a good point. So every few months, I will have one document that is not loading properly on Zoho Sheet. So I'm using an external software, not even Microsoft. I don't have anything from Microsoft, but I'm using an external software to load those sheets that I cannot work on Zoho Sheet. So that's also something that I saw, but it's not happening too often. But whenever it happens, I just use it externally.
But so you're still storing the docs on there. You're just shipping it out, editing it, and bringing it back for that particular program.
Yep. Every client will have a folder on Zoho WorkDrive, and in this folder, everything lives. I don't allow any of the employees or people that works with me or contractors, whatever it is, to store files in a different place. And that's to protect the clients. So if, for example, an employee is leaving us or a contractor is not working with us, I don't want to see him living with any of my customer files. So this is why everything is in one place.
And do you feel like those folders are secure? I mean, much more secure than what you get with G Suite for sure?
I don't want to say more, but I do know that Zoho, for example, encrypts everything in WorkDrive. So every file and folder that is on WorkDrive is fully encrypted, which I don't know how many companies are encrypting 100%. It's very expensive to encrypt a file. It takes processing power, electricity, bandwidth, and so on. But they're encrypting everything on WorkDrive and also the transport between the client and Zoho.
Very good. I just want at the court case where I get sued, I just want plausible deniability. I just want a way to say, yeah, I checked it out, but you feel okay with it that this it's secure enough? Even the portal and all that?
Security.html. I think this is, yeah. So you have this one, and I will put it in the chat so everybody can use. So there are two. I think it's also encrypt. Or encryption. Oh, look at that. So those two, you can check them out. You have here everything that you need to know about their security level and everything. The most important is they carry the ISO, so it's not here. 1 second. I think it's ISO 27001. Yeah, you can check it out, but they have an external companies that's doing penetration testing on them and some security evaluations all the time. So they have pretty good security, my opinion.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, and Daniel is saying, Zoho WorkDrive just found a little annoying. Delete file is a little bit hidden. On a Windows client, you have to confirm at least 1 time a day. I will tell you what I'm doing. So I'm not using Zoho WorkDrive. Maybe I will be in Zoho WorkDrive maybe 1 time a day. I have on my, I don't want to open my WorkDrive because it's connected to my real files, but I will have on my computer, I will have a folder that is WorkDrive, and I'm managing everything there. So when, for example, I'm deleting files or uploading files, everything, it will be done automatically to the folder on my computer. So I don't really use this interface too much. The problem, I cannot show you my real clients, right, information on my WorkDrive. So that's the thing, but I'm just using it. If you look at the admin panel, so you have here a way to download an application. So this guy, you have an application that is basically sits on your folders, and whenever you delete files or you do anything, you are able to do it directly from your folders. So I don't use much the interface at all, unless I need to create like a crazy setting. All that what you see here, those are being created automatically for me when a deal is created. So we build the script, and also we can build script based on permissions that the client, for example, is only upload access or view or something like that. And John is saying, hey, just curious how to handle multiple brands, DBAs under one company with. So the question, it's a common question. How can I have multiple companies under one Zoho one? The answer is, if you ask Zoho, they will tell you that it's doable and you can do it. I don't know how realistic it is. We had too many cases of screw ups with those cases. So the main idea is that, let's say that you have a brand. Let's say that I have amazing business results. It's a company that's doing Zoho consulting, and I have Toronto website design. It's a company that's selling websites. Just 2 companies. I like to manage both of them on one Zoho interface, one Zoho one. Whenever I will send an email to someone, the email will carry the branding, the header, the footer of each company. The from email will be for each company. So if me, for example, is one of the employees of the company, I like to send an email to this guy, I will click on send email. I will need to click here and select the correct email, the from email. Now, from my experience with humans, we are not that great. And we screw up all the time. And someone will get an email from Toronto Website Design while he's an amazing business results customer. So it doesn't work. Now, for the books, for example, because you asked about Zoho Books and you asked about Desk, Zoho Books do not have a way to run. And by the way, not only Zoho Books, any accounting company, you do not have a way to have more than one set of books for one company. So this set of books will be for amazing business results. Now I need to create a new organization for Toronto Website Design. The problem is that Zoho CRM will integrate only with one set of books, not with two. So again, I can carry the entire 1 hour of this session to tell you why it's not really doable. As a selling point, sure, you can have different emails, different this and that, but it doesn't work. It's too many points of failures. Okay, Susan. Can you use WorkDrive to store LMS training documents for Zoho people? Good question. I don't know. I don't know Zoho people that much. I have other contractors that's doing Zoho people, so I cannot answer that. One thing that you cannot use Zoho WorkDrive for is, let's say that you have a bunch of files here, and let's say that you have some kind of a picture on this folder. You will not be able to show the picture on a different website. Some websites will say, just give us the link of the picture, such as Google Images. Let's just take any image. Whatever it is. Yeah. So if I click here, right click, I copy the location of the image. This is the link of the picture. Simple. So this is something that you cannot do with Zoho WorkDrive. With Zoho WorkDrive, you can see the picture as a thumbnail and you can download it. So this is something that you cannot do. So as for the question, if you can have LMS, you can put probably the videos here. And whenever you put the video, you can click, for example, on this checkbox, and you can embed. You see new embed code. Now, if Zoho people LMS section has an iframe ability, then maybe you can use it. But otherwise, you will just need to check it. So I don't have a good answer for it. Robert, how are you today?
I'm very well, Lior. How are you doing?
Always good. Thank you.
Glad to hear it. While I've been sitting here, I've managed to generate a few more questions for you as well.
Perfect.
But I thought one to go with the WorkDrive. I saw someone had posted something somewhere where I think it's probably something you have in your YouTube video, but just a real basic question: how much space do you get on WorkDrive?
That's a big thing. So you're getting 5 terabytes of space.
Oh, thank you very much. That settles it right
insane.
there.
Insane. I don't know how much is it, but let's see. Dropbox pricing.
Yeah.
I bet it's like a few $100 a month for 5 terabytes. So 2 terabytes would be 12 per month. So I assume like about like $40 a month you will have 5 terabytes. That's even more than the license itself in Zoho.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Okay. So I got
5
Zoho One, and
terabytes.
I've got 5 terabytes of space to store stuff.
Yep. Yeah,
Very cool.
Yeah.
The second thing, I'm just wondering, with Zoho One, I'm using Zoho Sites. Can I build more than one website, or am I limited to one website with Zoho One?
You can, but you need to pay for the second one.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought. So then to the questions that I had, I was wondering if there was any kind of equivalent on with Zoho One for either Add Event or Calendly. So Add Event is basically where I can, just sort of pump out to everybody in my course to to be able to put all our sessions in their calendar in one shot?
In one shot, I don't know. Okay, so first of all, about Zoho sites, those are the pricing. So it will be $4 or $15 per month for every additional site.
Cool. Okay.
I assume that you will be forced to go to the 15 because you're on Zoho 1, and Zoho 1 is a pro version. So yes. I assume that this is where they will take you.
Yeah.
If it's a one-on-one meeting, Zoho Bookings will do the magic. Now, you have in Zoho Bookings something that you can work with. Yeah, that's where we go. Okay. So in Zoho Bookings, you can create a new consultation. And the consultation will be, you see, group booking. So the group booking, can be done for, let's say, 100 people.
Oh,
and that will be, let's say, no, it can be even 1,000 people. As many as you want. It's just a number. So you can have here some kind of a date, and then people can register to this specific event.
Right.
Okay. One more thing that you can do.
Okay. So that would mean just like creating one of those for each of the events that I have for my program.
So this is
they
one
go through
option.
and add them. Yeah.
Another one is Zoho Backstage, and let's call it user 5. I don't want any. I must have. Okay. Okay. Come on. Good. Okay. So we have here Zoho Backstage, and with Zoho Backstage, you can create an event. The event can have tickets. Do you know Zoho Backstage?
Not at all. No.
Highly recommending you to check it. Very nice. So this is, let's say, class 155.
Yeah.
Grads, and you have the event time. Okay, and now you start to fill the details of, and you can of course clone them once you have one, and then people can have tickets to it. The tickets can be paid or free. You can have quantities. They're getting a confirmation whenever they're registering. You can have limits to how many tickets one email can buy. Very nice system. Very nice.
Okay, and can you have multiple events on one ticket, or is it's one event per ticket?
No, I think it's one event per ticket, but you can have multiple events, or the event can be for a month instead of a day.
Again, for a month rather than a day.
Yeah, let's say that I'm going to a workshop soon, okay, and my workshop will be 1 hour every day for 2 weeks.
Right.
I can create one event that starts, let's say, on the 15th. This is the sales end. Anyway, it will start on the 15th.
Yeah.
And then it will carry all the way to the 26th.
Yeah.
And it will take place 1 hour every day for those 2 weeks.
Okay.
So
that's basically it. Yeah.
Yep, and you can sell it here. So you can have your, you can integrate it with a payment processing gateway, like Stripe or something like that, and that's it.
Right.
So
very cool.
Check it out.
I'll take a look at that.
Yeah.
No, thanks a lot. I had not a clue that was there. The last thing I was wondering was about Calendly. So I have a group of people who I want to, sort of give them some options of, we're going to meet on Wednesday. Do you want to meet at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock? And then, they go in and they can put in individually what works best for them, and then I work it out from there.
For a group,
rather than a big. Sorry.
For a group or for individual?
This would be for a group.
So the entire group, everyone offers a different date and time?
No, I offer options, and they choose which one is best for them.
I see. And so I don't know a way to do it. Maybe there
Okay.
is. I don't know any of something like that.
Cool. Okay. Well, I if nothing else, I think I can just use Zoho Flow to be able to connect between my course provider and Calendly. Calendly has a sort of a nice free option as well. But I thought if it was, something in Zoho, then, keep it all together.
Yep, you have those three options. The resource booking, I'm not sure what it is, but you can check it. Maybe that will give you the solution. I know those two, and none of them can fit what you need.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Okay, thanks very much.
No problem, Robert.
Much appreciated.
Can we share CRM data with another Zoho user, not in the organization? For example, if we are helping business X work? Yeah, very, very good question. Yes, you can, and I will show you how. So the question is, and let me know if I'm right. So let's say that I have now, let's say this lead just came in, and you want to push this lead to a different Zoho CRM for a different user. Is that what you're trying to do?
So if there's another company that we are working their leads, so when they would push leads to us, but we'd be somehow working them, so it would still be in their account.
Zoho account.
Yes.
Yeah. I have a customer that is receiving leads for multiple companies, and we created automation. That automation is sending those leads to different Zoho systems. Very simple to do. If you take Zoho Flow, again, because I'm trying to do it without programming, right? So you can do it yourself. So if you go to Zoho Flow, you can create here, let's say, push a lead to a different Zoho CRM. So you basically start and you create not an app, you create a webhook, okay? And this webhook will be some kind of a URL. You don't need to know anything about programming, by the way. So you just copy this URL and you give it to the other side, which means the person who wants to push the lead to you.
Okay.
And when you do that, let's assume that right now I'm on the other side, the other system. You need to create a webhook. In the webhook name, let's say it will be receive a lead from Mike CRM. I will paste this URL. Now, this is your system. This is his system. Okay, this is the other side system. I just don't have two systems to show you. So imagine that this is the other side. And here you can start sending some parameters. For example, that will be last name. And here you choose the last name. That will be first name. And you push the first name. If you want, let's say, more stuff, you want the email. Let's make it consistent. Email. That will be the email. Now, once you save it, the result will be that when this webhook is being sent, it will also send those details. And all those details will be received on Zoho Flow. So in this flow, once you receive all those details, now you just create here a create user. So create a lead is one of those options. Create a module entry. I think you have to specifically create a lead. No, okay. So you could do create a module entry, and you just push it to the lead system, and you start just to fill the information from the webhook that will be here. And now you start to map the first name, the last name, and the email, and click on done, and you're good to go. Whenever,
So then everything saved on this system would then automatically be saved on the other person's system that originally generated the lead?
yep, it will just push it there. That's it.
All right. Thanks.
Like 30 minutes, you finish the entire thing. It's very simple.
All right.
Okay?
Appreciate it.
No problem. And Angela is asking, what's your opinion about Zoho Commerce? Does it integrate well? I'm not so good with Zoho Commerce, and I'm trying to stay away from inventory related projects. I'm using a company named Sphere Consulting for everything that is Zoho Finance, inventory, and all that. And usually Zoho Commerce will need to have some integrations with inventory and billing. I'm trying just to stay away from it. I don't think that the developers supposed to touch anything related the finance suite. I think it needs to be reserved for accountants and people that can be accountable for their actions. I saw many cases that developers created small mistakes on integrations or problems with Zoho books or inventory that cost the business, hundreds of thousands or millions because of tax implications or problems, different issues. So this is why I don't touch Zoho Commerce so much.
I can get that. Which is the name of the company you mentioned?
Sphere Consulting. I will, let's see. Sphere Consulting. I sent them endless amount of business in the past. This is them. Let me see in the contact area. Yeah, I think, yeah. So I will put it also on the chat. I gave him endless amount of business in the past few years.
Yeah,
I also did my system.
Okay, thank you.
John is asking, sorry, having problem with the mic. No problem. Regarding the multiple brands, we only need one set of books. We can use quote invoice template for other DBAs. Can you link multiple domains for one brand? What do you mean link multiple domains? You mean if I go here to admin panel and then go to domains? Is that what you're trying to do? Just write me in the chat because I know that you don't have a mic.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. How are you? First of all, I wanted to thank you because your videos have been a big help to us. So it's I just wanted to thank you there. And then yeah, so basically to give you an idea of what we do, we have the one main company, and then we have just 2 DBAs. So these DBAs are related to the main company. It's just that it makes it a little bit easier for clients to find something specific. So so each one has its own domain. So let's say abc.com and xyz.com.
And do you need to send emails from each one of those domains?
It would be nice because each one is going to have its own Shopify store.
Okay, so let's start with that. So you go to the email.
Okay.
And then once you configure your, let's see if I can just do the Zoho mail and I need password. Okay. So when you will have here in the email, you will have, after you configure email, you will have another add from address.
Okay.
You click on add from address and just add more from addresses. So then you can have an email for each one of them.
Got it.
Okay. Here on Zoho, one second. Here on the domain section in Zoho 1, you can add domain and you can configure multiple of them. So when you load users to your system, you can decide which domain to connect this user, because maybe it works only for one DBA or the mother company.
Okay. So for example, so that works for CRM, but for example, for books, I know that you went into it, but between me trying to fix the mic, I kind of lost your answer there. So we only need one set of books because all the products are basically related. So it's all, again, it's just literally, it's just a DBA, which is just, a fictitious name. So the invoice would just be a template for that particular logo for that DBA. So the books, I'm not too concerned with the books. Where I'm getting a little confused is how does the Shopify or whatever system we end up using, which is most likely going to be Shopify.
Okay.
We have the sales going in, but then we also have, we plan to use Zoho Inventory. So can you share one Zoho Inventory set of products with different Shopify accounts?
No idea. I don't deal with inventory at all.
Got it.
I just do services, and the other company that I wrote in the chat, they complement what we cannot do.
Got
it.
Okay.
Cannot help you with that. Sorry.
And for the, for pretty much everything else, it would all go under the main company. So like Zoho Desk, any tickets that would come in, they would all, it doesn't have to be specifically filtered for the DBA. So that's not a concern, but campaigns is one that I'm kind of interested about.
Simple.
So it's simple to integrate the multiple DBAs and have it email out from the different domains.
Very simple, very simple. So let's see if I have your campaigns. So step number 1, you should go to the settings. Then you go to domain authentication, and you just add more senders. So let's say you will have 3 different domains.
Got it.
Okay, and when you're sending the emails, it will be based on all the senders that you have in the system. That's it.
Okay, pretty simple.
Very simple.
I think, is there anything else that you can imagine or kind of from your experience see that would be an issue in our case where we have the one main company and the multiple DBAs? Anything that you can think of that would be an issue?
Yes, but start with what you can do, not what you cannot do.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And you've been super helpful. Your videos are amazing.
Happy to help, John. Happy to help.
Thank you.
Thanks. On the event tickets, can you embed links to documentation to read before a person attends the event? I don't know. I have no idea. Ticket description. Let's see my options. I need something like HTML or, you know what? Let's grab the embed code. Let's copy it. That will not work. I don't see a way to push an embed to the system. No, sorry.
Could we just type it then, so it wouldn't be a live link, and they could copy they could type it in their browser, that kind of thing?
What do you mean type in the browser? You can make it as a link if you want. So let's say that this is the file. So you can do something like that. Let's say click here. Right? And if they click, it just opens the file.
They'd be able to view any kind of pre-event information we would like them to read, etc.
Yeah, but you can also have it here. In the system, in the event details, you have lots of space for summary, description. You can do lots of stuff on this system by itself without sending people outside. The more people that you send outside of your landing page, the less conversion you will have dramatically.
Okay.
When someone goes out and something new comes in, phone call, someone is bothering him, whatever it is, he will not come back because he will forget. So we need to keep people as much as possible to the point. And maybe what you can do, refunds is part of business. So you can first sell the ticket, then after the sale, send him an email with all the restrictions, whatever. And if someone don't want it, he can cancel. And that's it.
We were trying to think like a secondary way of providing people information, like say they register for the event, but they forget the website, say for example, but they bought a ticket. So I thought, well, maybe an idea would be to have the information we wanted them to read on their ticket, because they would hopefully keep that. I don't know, just trying to see, different ways of trying to help people with quote unquote forgetting the information and not attending. Okay.
So for that, I can give you a different tip. So let's say that you have someone buying a ticket. You can send, from that moment on, you have access to him. You have his email, you have his name, you have everything about this person. You can send an email, let's say 10 days before the event, with all the information that you think is relevant, 1 week before, 3 days. So you can create different automations of emails before the event with all the information. And because it's an email, you can do whatever you want.
That's true. I didn't even think about using it that way.
I found it the most effective.
Perfect. Thank you very much. As always, you're very helpful. And thank you so much for all the information you provide. No
problem. Thank you. Thank you. We started with Office 365 and use Zoho CRM and Recruit. You indicated that you are just using the Zoho Suite now. Did you move from something else to Zoho? And how was the transition? So every transition is horrible. I will not lie to you. It's the transition is not only data. If it was only data, I will take the weekend, I will push the buttons, I will make it happen, take a cold shower and it's done. The problem is you would work with people, and people always, first of all, people complain. Now they complain about changes, right? So it's very painful to adapt a new system. And the way that I found in the last 2 years is that instead of telling people we're moving to Zoho Recruit, it's, hey guys, what do you think about your existing system? And everybody complains. It's horrible, it's bad, blah, 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 because people complain. And I take it as something like a good point and saying, you know what? Let's try a new system. What do you think? And everybody, yeah, let's do it. And now everybody trying to think about ideas, what to do with Zoho Recruit. So they're giving the ideas. Even if I don't count any of what they say and I do exactly what I think, they were part of the process of, this Zoho Recruit. So you had like 2-3 meetings. You update everyone with the progress. And when you make the change, you have more buy-in from your team. So again, trying to adjust all the time, but that was the biggest pain point in my transitions. Software that I moved from were QuickBooks, that was my accounting system, Google Mail, G Suite. I used a very expensive webinar system. It cost me like $350 a month. I don't remember the name now, but it was very, very expensive. And now I'm using Showtime, the system that we have now. There was lots of, I don't remember. Calendly was, Acuity Scheduling was my booking system. There are really lots of applications that I moved from. And I tried also Zoho Sites to move my websites to it. But after 3 months, I moved back to WordPress because it was not that great. So, and I had also on my channel, I had a video about Zoho Sites, how great it is, because I just moved and then I removed it because I don't want other people to suffer what I suffered. Okay, I'm complaining. You see, human complain. Okay, let's continue. How can I update a record in CRM when a client logs into a Zoom meeting they're registered for? Let's see if it's possible. So for that, you will need to have some kind of integration. And Zapier Zoom integration. So Zapier will have a way to connect with Zoom. I just need to see if this trigger exists. So you have triggers and actions. Trigger is something that happens, and then you can push to CRM. Action is something that you can do. So we have here 3 triggers, and I see only 2. Oh, those are the triggers and those are the actions. Very cool. Okay. So when a new meeting takes place, trigger when a new meeting is created. So that's not what you need. Trigger when a new recording is completed for a new meeting. No. And triggers when a new register added to a webinar. No. So the quick answer is that no, you cannot do it. There is no way for us to do it. You have another question. Can you let us know when who is doing your Zoho people and who is doing your Zoho books? So Zoho books, the name of the person is Simon. He works in Sphere Consulting. I put it also on the chat. The company is very good with Zoho books. They are doing everything, SAP and QuickBooks, but they're very, very good with Zoho books, which I found that most accountants and bookkeepers, they're saying that they know Zoho books, but they don't. And therefore, the cool stuff that you can do with Zoho books, it's being missed, which is a shame. So anyway, so Simon is doing my books. Daniel is asking a question. I want to record an interview with partners to publish later in social media. In Zoho Meeting, is Zoho Meeting good enough? So Zoho Meeting is good as long as you don't need to take over someone's computer. So let's say in my case, when I'm meeting with clients, I will need access to their computer and I need to work on it, because the idea of my service is that I'm teaching people what I'm doing. So in my case, I must use Zoom. If you do not need to do it and you just need to talk to people and have a video and maybe show your screen, that's fine. So Zoho Meeting can do a good job. I'm not afraid of it. It's good. Second question, does Zoho provide something like Loom? Loom, I think it's a way to share pictures and videos, if I'm not mistaken. So if it is the case, Zoho has a way to share pictures, but not videos. So I hope it makes sense. Let's see, John, another question. Zoho One includes Zoho Social for one brand. Is it possible to have more brands? Yeah, you need to pay for it. Every additional brand is few bucks, and you can do it from your subscription panel on Zoho CRM. You go to Zoho CRM, manage subscription, and you add brands. So you can add multiple brands, no problem. And Chantel is asking, is Sphere also doing your Zoho people? No, I don't have Zoho people in my organization. Zoho people is usually for bigger companies. I think it's overkill to have Zoho people for small companies, and I'm a small company. And Sphere is not doing anything with Zoho people for me. I have a different consultant that is doing Zoho people. If you just connect with my company, you will get connected with this provider, and he can help you with it. There are not too many people that are doing Zoho people out there. It's a very restricted to the HR department. So my company is not doing it, but we're using external source for customers. One more question. I'm curious about the 3 different flow, webhooks type, JSON, etc. Let's go here. I will try to answer. Just so you know, I'm not really a developer. I'm just a business guy that connects business needs with Zoho. So I will try to answer this question, but probably a developer that listens to what I have to say would say, nah, but I will try. So you have a few options. So JSON is a format. Actually, all of them are formats. It's just a format of how the data is transported from one place to another. And JSON will have one format, Form data will be usually with post or put or get, and the plain text will be just like CSV with probably comma separated or something like that. So all of those, you will need to connect with the other side and ask him how he prefer to get his data. JSON will be the most common way to send data in the past 3 or 4 years. So right now you want to use data, JSON, until something else pops up. But this is the way to go right now. Okay, very good, guys. Thank you very much for sharing this beautiful morning with me. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.